Hello all, I hope all is well. So let me know if you're able to see my screen. Put me a thumbs up if you're able to see my screen. Okay, great. So, differentiated teaching. What do I mean by differentiated teaching? Let us have a look. Me, the trainer. First of all, my name is Tara Al-Moheb. I earned an associate degree in science from the Lebanese American University. I completed the SELSA certification from the University of Cambridge, and I have over 15 years of teaching adults online. Objectives, what are we going to learn? First of all, we're going to understand differentiated teaching. Why is it important? Why should we do differentiated teaching in the classroom? Key areas of differentiation. What are the key areas that we need to focus on in order to do differentiated teaching in the correct way? Practical strategies for differentiation. What are like exercises, examples, exercises, all those that are useful for us to employ in the classroom? وأكيد integrating technology to enhance and differentiate teaching. Last but not least, overcoming challenges. So, what words come to mind when you think of effective differential teaching? Can someone answer this question? By looking at the pictures, what words come to mind? What are the students doing in the first picture? Tadine, Zaina. Okay. The first picture here, the students are all together. They are attending a lesson all together. But you know that we have different learning styles. Can you tell me what are learning styles? Learning styles are styles that integrate all of students learn at different ways. For example, I'm a kinesthetic learner. I learn by doing, by examples, by doing stuff with my hands. Some people are auditory learners. Some people are visual learners. Some people are hands-on learners, like kinesthetic learners. So we all have different ways to learn. But the most important way to learn is to integrate all of the work of the learning styles, and the teachers should be able to know what different learning styles each student is, to integrate different methods of teaching. Because this is very important, to integrate methods of teaching. Quote by Carol Ann Tomlinson. She was the first one who taught of differentiated teaching. What did she say? Differentiated teaching is simply tailoring instruction to meet learners' needs. You know that learners, all of us have needs. We don't learn the same way. But here, in this example, what she said is very true, that learners learn in different ways, but we have to all come to the same product of teaching. So I want someone to tell me, what does this mean? What does this quote literally mean? Okay. So as I said, this quote literally means that all of us should learn at the same, not in the same way, but to arrive to the same product or conclusion, in other words. What is differential teaching? We know differential teaching, but what is it? Differential teaching adapts teaching to address students' learning abilities, different learning styles, auditory, kinesthetic, visual learner, and readiness levels. You know that all students have different readiness levels. Not all students are ready and come from different backgrounds. So we should put this in mind, that students come from different backgrounds, and it's very important to know what their level is in order to teach them the correct way. It moves away from one size fits all approach. You know, from before in my grandmother's age, or in your grandmother's age, you know that all the time the teachers should tell us this is the curriculum, this is the approach, let us fix it to the correct curriculum. This is not the case anymore. The way that we learn, it has developed over time. So it's very important to teach for teachers to know how we tailor the instructions in different approaches. What is differentiated teaching or instruction? In other words, differentiated instruction aims to improve learning outcomes. Okay, how does it improve learning outcomes? Can someone tell me how does it improve learning outcomes? Okay, it's okay. Inspire a love of learning. Inspire a love of learning, it means someone who is really engaged in learning, someone who loves learning. You know, from before, people, as I said from before, people learned in one approach, not different approaches. So some people didn't like learning. So we need to, as teachers, we need to employ different learning styles for students to be engaged in the learning process even more and to feel more confident, in other words, in learning this process by using this process. Increase engagement. This how, and this helps you increase engagement because students learn in different ways. So students are more engaged in the material and not like passive but active learners. Increase self-awareness. Self-awareness, it means what is the right approach? What is the how do we come to this conclusion? How, as Socrates said, how, what are ways? How? You have to always ask yourself questions for you to reach this level. Help students learn more efficiently and with deeper understanding as well. Principles of differential teaching. Okay, as we know, that differential teaching is teaching approach that aims for all students, no matter what level and no matter what style of teaching. But how do we do it? What are the principles of differential teaching? What are the core concepts? Student-centered focuses on individual needs and interests. The student should be the center of attention, not the teacher. Emotional safety. Emotional safety is very important because when you feel the students approach and when you feel them and when you be in their shoes, it's very important for you to know what they like, what they dislike, what they prefer, what they don't prefer. Appropriate challenges. Students need to experience appropriate challenge. You could give them a challenge, but don't make it that hard for the students. If you make the challenge too hard, what will happen? Yes, the student will not get a good mark at the exam because it's too hard for them. It's not for their level. Or personal meaning, each student must make their own meaning of ideas and skills. Should be personal, should be personal to them, to their own approach. Benefits for students. What are some benefits for students using the differentiated approach? Engagement and motivation. This is very important because the students should be engaged in the lesson. Imagine if a student is not engaged in a lesson, the lesson goes on and on without students knowing what is the outcome of the lesson. So all the time in the lesson plan that you're writing, you should write differentiated instructions, differentiated teaching, just for you to remember it when you are teaching. Personalized learning. As I said, not all students learn at the same pace. So we have to personalize it. We have to make it sure that all students know what to expect during the lesson and what outcomes is suited for all students. Increased confidence. Increased confidence is also a plus because when students, when they increase the confidence, then they're able to understand the material and able to get a higher grade. Promote collaboration and digital literacy. Collaboration, it means how are they with their peers? Are they happy with their peers? Group them. If they are friends with each other, they can group themselves. But if they don't, if they are not friends with each other, and you know that those are not friends with each other, you can group them according to what? According to their abilities or learning styles. Enhanced academic achievement is also very good, and all of those enhances academic achievement. I had all the students. What about the teachers? What about us? Why is differentiated teaching important? Let us figure it out. Benefits for educators. Effective lesson planning. The student, when he is engaged in the lesson, the teacher is also happy. Because imagine a student is not happy in the lesson, and no matter what you do, he's not happy. The teacher is not happy. The student, but she works not from her own passion. She works, yeah, I want to work. I want to earn more money. No, this is not the way at all. You should have a proper understanding of the material for you to make a differential teaching happen. We are all teachers here. So as we know, we love our work. How? Why do we love our work? Because students, they like how we teach them. We should give them motivation. So we should make our lesson planning more appropriate to their learning styles. Flexibility and creativity. How flexible we are during the lesson. If the student does not want or does not have the potential to do it, we just skip it. We don't do something that students don't like. We can do plan A, plan B, and plan C. If the student does not like plan A and he feels like frustrated, we don't leave the student frustrated. No, we can go to plan B. As he is still frustrated, we can go to plan C. So we should have many different plans to tailor our teaching class. Improve student outcomes. This one is very important because we as teachers, if we feel that the student is motivated in class, then he can get a very high mark. When he gets a very high mark, they can succeed and they can be not only succeed, they can get a high confidence in themselves. They can be able to develop their cognitive skills as well. Enhanced collaboration, it means teachers should work together as a team, colleagues, in order to know how to teach the students in different techniques or ways. Key features of differential instruction or teaching. Focus on students' readiness. Readiness, it means how students are ready, if the students are ready, if the students are aware of the material. Interests, what are the different interests that we should know about? What should we cater for? And learning preferences. Learning preferences, it means that students all know how to handle material in different ways. Provides multiple pathways to acquire knowledge and demonstrate understanding. We don't only focus on one pathway or one method like from before, from a long time ago. No, we should diversify the material, we should diversify the language, the knowledge, we should diversify activities also for that. Ensuring equitable access to learning for all students, because all students have the right to learn. Key areas of differentiation. Differentiated instruction focuses on four key areas. There are four. Content, what students learn, what is the material that they are learning about. Process, how students engage with the material, what way do they look at the material and help themselves know what is the material. Product, how students demonstrate their learning. by doing, for example, projects, by doing tests. What is the way? Learning environment, of course, is very important because with a good learning environment, students can boost and be more motivated to learn. Differentiating by content. First of all, we're going to talk about the content of the lesson. Adjust what students learn based on their readiness, interest, or learning profiles. What are the learning profiles? Examples, you start reading materials at different levels. We have like different levels where students can acquire the knowledge, as I previously said. Providing videos. Videos are for visual learners or graphic organizers or hands-on activities for kinesthetic learners for varied learning style. So we should employ all learning styles. Ensure accessibility to curriculum for all students. Ensures that all students are aware of the material and are ready to handle the material with full knowledge, with full capacity. Examples of differentiated content. Independent projects allow students to choose topics or themes from projects based on their interests and strengths. Let them choose. Give them, for example, don't make it a lot of topics that they need to choose from. Make it, for example, 3 topics and give them the students 3 topics or 3 themes and let them make a project. This is for kinesthetic learners with their visual and when they see or kinesthetic what they are doing with their hands-on activities. Picture strategy, create literacy stations. Who has literacy stations in their classroom? And why is it important, do you think? Okay, it's time to, for example, if it's time to integrate literacy stations because literacy stations help students with all different levels or all different learning styles with pictures that tell different stories. Students are given questions tailored to their abilities, levels, and respond in various formats. What I mean here is that, such as pictures, poems, or paragraphs. What I mean here is that if a student wants to go, for example, to the kinesthetic station, they can. They want to go to the auditory station, they can. They want to go to the visual station, they can. And many more other learning styles that we already know of. But when we create stations for students to experiment with, then this boosts their motivation to learn. Differentiated by process varies how students engage with content to match their learning styles or preferences. We need to look at the process. What is the process? The process is the way we do things. Example, group work for collaborative learners. Collaborative learners, it means learners who are collaborating with each other. As I said before, if the teamwork is not friendly, if the class is not friendly with each other, you as a teacher, you set the rules. And you said, for example, Hassan is with Ali. If the class is friendly with each other, they can choose their own partners. Independent tasks for self-directed learners. We have independent tasks. Independent, it means students, they learn at their own pace. Scaffold activities, ZBD, which is very important. Why? Because when you give the student a little bit of push, then the student can do it alone. As we just leave the student the way they are, they cannot do it alone. So we as teachers need to direct the students in their own path. Encourages active participation and engagement, and because this will help students later on to focus on active participation and engagement. Examples, group work for collaborative learners, we should give them group work. Independent tasks for self-directed learners, as we said, encourages active participation and engagement, as we said. The most important is to provide textbooks for visual and word learners, the people who are Visual learners, we can give them books to study from. Allow auditory learners to listen to audio podcasts. Kinesthetic learners to work by their hands. Give kinesthetic learners the ability to complete an interactive assignment online. You can give them online assignments and they can complete it by themselves. Collaborative projects. Assign group projects where students can choose roles based on their strength. For example, some might focus on research while others work on presentation styles, design, or style, or writing. So you have to give them a choice. For example, some people they work on design, writing. Some people work on the thoughts, what they're trying to write on in the project. So let them give them all different roles to know. Learning menus offer students a menu of options for completing assignments. This includes creating a video, writing a report, or designing a presentation. They can choose only one and they can do it. Self-directed learning provides students with autonomy to manage their learning pace and process. Give them the chance to manage their learning pace. This can involve setting goals. What goals do we need students to do by the end of the lesson? Tracking progress, which is the rubric chart, and selecting resources which are vital for all learning process. Differentiating by product provides multiple ways for students to demonstrate their understanding. Examples, write essays. They can write essays for the people who work with their hands, creating posters or delivering presentations. Delivering presentations to people, for example, who are good, for example, with verbal communication. Allowing choice in assessments based on students' strengths and preferences. So we should give them different rubric charts. We don't give them all the same rubric charts. We can allow for different assessments on student strength based on it and based on the preferences that they prefer to work. Encourage creativity and critical thinking is very important as well. Read and write learners write a book report. So the learners who read and write, we can give them a book report for them to write about. Examples for differentiating by product. What does it mean differentiating by product? What do? We use rubrics. Create rubrics that match individual student levels. We have to match them with the levels, ensuring that expectations are clear and aligned with their abilities. And for example, what I mean by this is it means that students who are low-level students, we cannot compare them with the high-level achievers. We should put a range of what, for example, low-level learners, high achievers, but we cannot mix them up because they would become frustrated this way. The low-level learners. So we can adjust many activities that align with their skills and with the knowledge and with their ability to comprehend the material. Encourage creativity. Allow students to express their creativity through different media. Different media, it means art, music, drama, to demonstrate understanding. This is the portfolio. This is the one that I really personally like. Is to put students and give them a project where students can compile various forms of work, such as written pieces, videos, presentations, to showcase their learning, to make them able to be more motivated to attend the lesson, and giving them different techniques. For example, someone can give you a written piece, someone can make you an audio, someone can make you a presentation. So give them different learning tasks. Differentiate by learning environment. Adjust the physical and emotional classroom setup to support all learners. So we should make the physical as well as the emotional, because we cannot focus only on the physical and forget the emotions, because both of them are very important for students to be more motivated to attend the class. Flexible seating work zones create quiet spaces for independent work and collaborative areas for group activities. Here, what I mean by here is give them, for example, quiet spaces, like here. They can sit here, they can share their moments, they can talk about the assignments, or here, or even here. Tools for focus. Give them like sofas, like mini sofas that they can sit on, and they can attend to that. They can talk to each other. Offer noise cancellation headphones. We have noise cancellation headphones. Mainly those are used for to not disturb others. And so those are used for students to engage in the material and be more to concentrate even more on the material. Practical differentiation strategies. Learning stations. Set up different stations in the classroom where students can rotate to engage with various learning activities. Give them stations. This is, for example, the station of project. This is, for example, the station of listening to music and write down what you hear from the music, from the audio. This is, for example, a spelling bee contest. So give them different stations. Make the learning more innovative. Each station can focus on a different skill or concept, allowing students to learn through multimedia methods such as videos. Give them a station which is videos, artwork. Let them draw and let them tell you what they drew with their own words, or write about it and let them discuss it with you. Reading, puzzles, or teacher-led discussions. We have sometimes teacher-led discussions where teachers lead the discussions but do not dominate the discussions. We have difference between lead and dominate. Lead, it means like a guidance. They can guide you to know what is the information. And dominate, it means only the teacher talks and the student don't talk. This is a very bad approach. But be there as a facilitator, not as a dominator. Task cards. Use task cards to provide students with a variety of activities. These cards contain questions or tasks that cater to different learning styles and be completed individually or in smaller groups, like those task cards. You can make them an activity. For example, you can ask one of the students to come to you and pick out a task card and then do something with the task card. You can give them 4 task cards. Here you have 4, and let them pick only one and do it. An activity based on it. This will motivate students. Choice boards. Offer students choices through boards or TikTok grids. This is like, for example, a TikTok choice board for a book report, allowing them to select how they want to learn or demonstrate their understanding. This encourages autonomy and engagement. Because here, for example, you can give them a dice and they can throw the dice no matter what age. You teach grade 10, 11, 9, no matter what age. You can give them a small dice. For example, here we have 9 posters. So you can throw they can throw the dice and they can land on one dice, and then they can do something for you, like write a song, write a poem, draw a picture, anything like this. Be creative. Tiered assignments. Create assignments with varying levels of complexity to cater to differently readiness levels. This ensures that all students are challenged appropriately. For example, after introductory whole class lesson, this is an introductory, this is remedial. So بعدين صعب it becomes more hard, more difficult. Multiple versions of the same assignment or long-term project that allows students to build on prior knowledge. This is more difficult. And this is the most difficult. If the student can't do the third one, it's okay, let them do the second, the 2. If they cannot do the second one, let them do the first one. Differentiate your instructions. Flexible grouping. Group students based on their learning needs, interests, or readiness, as I said. This can include whole class instruction, peer group instruction, peer check instruction, small group, peer tutoring, or individualized instruction. Individualized instruction, it means give them your own time. Let them communicate using your own time. It's okay, we can give them 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. But the most important is that the students learn from you. Curated content. Use multimedia resources and curated content to cater to different learning styles. This will include videos, podcasts, interactive websites. Like who uses interactive websites here? Like Kahoot. Who uses Kahoot? Can you raise your hand? Okay, good. Kahoot, you could say ESL video is a very good website. I want you to look at it today once we finish the session. It's called ESL, where you take a video from YouTube and you put it in the ESL website, and they create questions from you for you using this video that you have already put in the website. It's called ESL website. And مش بس, it's not only like this, it's also that you can put them different levels: beginner, intermediate, upper intermediate, advanced. You can cater for their different levels as well. And you can give them the link for them to do it by themselves. It's multiple choice, matching, true, false. You can find it all there. Think, pair, share, and jigsaw method. Implement collaborative strategies like think, pair, share, and the jigsaw method. For example, think, you can give them an activity where they think for a bit about what they're going to say alone. Pair, they can pair together and they can reach the answer together and share it with their classmates. This method promotes active engagement and teamwork, because this one helps students to know what the lesson is about. For example, if you give them a lesson about think, يعني, give them, for example, synonym cards and let them match them. Think first of all, think about the synonyms and try to match them with their meaning. Think alone. Give them 10 minutes to think alone. And then, here, let them pair together. Let them check their answers together. If there's everything that is going correct, let them pair and let them put a highlighter next to the ones that are correct. And then share. They can share it in front of the class. They can talk together as a pair and discuss who is going to share it with the rest of the class. Ongoing assessment and feedback. Ongoing assessment and feedback are crucial components of differential teaching, as they help teachers tailor instruction to meet the diverse needs of students. Here you have diagnostic, formative, or summative. Diagnostic helps us gain a baseline understanding, like a base. What the student is. This is the student lower intermediate, upper intermediate. Helps us determine goals for a unit. What goals should we put in this unit? First, glance at how groups may form. For example, what groups are going to be formed based on the levels of each student? Can be formal or informal. Formative on-the-go assessments helps us get information about the readers in the process of learning. So it's an ongoing process, flexible ongoing process, allows us to know or to revise after and tailor instruction. Summative, end of unit, this one is for students who are going to, for example, final exam, who are going to go to another level, higher level. This one celebrates students' accomplishments and ongoing positive performance. Give them, for example, based on what grade. For example, for the intermediate, you can give them more time for recess. for the intermediate levels, which are 9, 10, 11, high school. Which is for the middle school, you can give them, for example, more points, more time for recess. For elementary, you can give them more points. You can give them awards of accomplishment, awards from Canva. You can find them. You can make awards for them. Inquiry-based, project-based learning. Use inquiry-based or project-based learning to allow students to explore topics in depth and apply skills in meaningful ways. For example, first they can do the engagement, where they engage in the material. This is where they warm themselves. Explore, explain, where you as teachers, you explain the material for them. Elaborate, let them elaborate on the material. And evaluate, last but not least, let them evaluate their skills using a rubric chart. These approaches support differentiated teaching or instruction by allowing students to work together at their own pace and explore topics of interest. Choice boards provide students with a board of learning options and let them choose which activities to complete. This is a choice board. For example, the early learners, the ones who finish earlier from the rest, this is a choice board for them. You can put it in the classroom. You can tell them, I want you to choose one card only. They take the card, they flip it, and this include games, puzzles, or other interactive tasks tailored to different learning styles. Then they can take the board, they can flip it, and they can enjoy themselves and their peers. Addressing time constraints. Now we're going to talk about the challenges of the differential teaching and what are the solutions for us to overcome challenges. Challenge 1. Teachers often feel overwhelmed by time required to plan and implement differential activities. Teachers are, for example, when they go home, they're very tired. They cannot put their mind into focus. So what do? Start small by focusing only on few students or activities. We put small groups of students. Collaborate with colleagues. We can talk with our friends in class and school, with our colleagues, to share ideas and use technologies to streamline planning. We can use technology as well, like Kahoot, like Grammarly, like all those fun activities, like ESL video, like games that we find online. Lack of resources, challenge, insufficient materials and tools hinder effective differentiation. Some schools, they don't have the materials, the resources that we teachers need. What do? Utilize online resources. You can give them online resources. Collaborate with school librarians. You can discuss it with the school librarian. How? We can give them, for example, a book. You can take them, for example, to a library, bookshop. They can look at the book. They can take a picture. They can go to the internet. They can search about it, take notes, and then review it with their peers and with the rest of classroom, and leverage community partnerships to assess different or diverse materials. You can give them diverse material. Assessment challenge. Assessing diverse learners' pathways can be complex. Why? Because we will not spend our time over and over and over again looking for how to assess students. Some teachers looking for how to assess students, they will not know how to assess students. So what do? What is the solution? Implement formative assessments, self-assessments, and peer assessments. Peer assessments, it means students can collaborate together and they can check their own mistakes, and then they can say, for example, why is this mistake? What did I do here? What was the mistake that I have done here? Use adaptable rubrics. You can give them rubrics like charts where they can fill out the rubric, and checklists. You can give them a checklist to provide tailored feedback. Checklists that are easy for them to understand and to put a check to which of the material is easy for them and which is hard for them. Large class sizes. Effective classroom management is crucial for differentiation. Why? Because when we have a large class, it's important to know how to differentiate by levels. So what do we do first? We can give them a task, which is, for example, a cue card, and they can write, for example, am I a visual learner? Am I auditory learner? Am I kinesthetic learner? Am I other learning styles that they are? And then they can sit with you and discuss, why am I a visual learner? That what are activities that will let me understand the material even more? Why am I an auditory learner and why am I a kinesthetic learner? Employ teaching assistants. You can give them teaching assistants because teaching assistants help you, give you a helping hand in the material. Reduce class sizes if possible to enhance individual attention. Instead of putting like large groups of people together, can reduce the class size. We implement effective management strategies, clear routines and expectations. You can give them an outline of what the material is going to be about. Lack of professional training. Here, some teachers, they don't have time to go and do professional training and attend workshops or attend seminars. This is not good at all. It's a negative approach. So what do? We focus on practical strategies, ongoing support. They should attend regular workshops and coaching workshops and workshops which are given by, for example, by centers, which will enhance their performance. Thank you for watching. Do you have any questions? I left 10 minutes for anyone who wants to ask a question, because this is very important to understand it and ask questions. Marwa, do you have a question to ask? Okay. Meg, do you have a question to ask? You're welcome. No?
Oh, thank you. If I have one kid كتير مشاغب شو بقدر أعمل؟
كتير مشاغب. Okay. مشاغب يعني he's a troublemaker. Okay.
Yes.
First of all, you should what grade do you teach?
Grade 1 and 2.
Okay. Does he have friends in school? Does he have friends who can help him?
No, I teach Arabic and math, not English.
مشاغب.
Yeah.
Yes.
مشاغب لأنه كل الوقت he watch internet, so بالسكول كل الوقت بده يحكي. So
مشاغب فيك تعطيه for example plus bonus، يعني فيك إذا أنت منيحة إنه بتحكي مع أهلك وهيك you can give them bonus. For example, you can give them for example two Arabic worksheets that he can work on. Okay. بس يخلص الوركشيتس هدول يعني عم يعملون تعطيه بونس لما يكون عنده 10 stickers or 10 stars ساعتها بتعطيه شيء like a small present or certificate or بتقول له برافو 5 stars بعدين يكون 10 stars بتقول له برافو good job. don't let him sit with his friends because when he sits with his friends بيكون مشاغب. And then when he feels, for example, bored in class and he doesn't have any friends, مشاغب. When he watches all the time the internet and then he comes to class and he doesn't have internet بيكون مشاغب. What do we do in this case? We all the time encourage him to attend the sessions, encourage him to participate, be like let him be your helper. أعطيه tasks يعملهم.
Okay.
لأنه when he is your helper ساعات teacher's helper ساعتها كتير منيح هيدا لل self esteem تبعولك كمان.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Saja, do you have any question? Tinian? Okay. السيرتيفيكت بتشوفوها عم تعملوا تيست بتشوفوها من IABC. IABC بيعطوكم إياها. هذا it's very important تحطوها على CV as well. Okay, see you.
See you, thank you so much.
See you, thank you. Farah, are you here?